everybody, I am Kacy Paide of theinspiredoffice.com. I'm a professional organizer focusing on offices and paper, and so many of my clients, whether they ask for it or not in the beginning, need help with their to-do list, because working off of a calm, clear to-do list really organizes your mind. So first, what I want you to know is if you click on the link below, you're going to receive 2 to-do lists that I have designed just for you. They're meant to be kind of universal, but you can make them what you need them to be. You're going to kind of learn how to do this. This video is going to just simply teach you how to get more done with a shorter to-do list. A big problem I see out there, especially with my clients, is people work off of to-do lists that are way too long. Or they work off of to-do lists that are just really scribbled and messy, and they've got dozens of them in too many places. I'm going to share with you just 3 very simple to-do lists, just super specific. The first couple at least are things that you can execute right now as soon as you're done watching this video. So if you do nothing else than to create a list just like this, then you are so far in the right direction. This is just, you put the date at the top, and your top, in my case here, I put 4. I think 4 is kind of a nice sweet spot. 4 must-dos. Now, maybe you've tried this before and it hasn't worked because it gets lost in a sea of other to-do lists, but sometimes you need to hear kind of an outside voice telling you to just push through. You're on the right track if you've done one of these, and there are a few keys to getting this right. I'm a big believer in, if you work off of a short prioritized to-do list, it should look different than everything else on your desk. There should be some color to it. I have these in multiple colors, and when I get bored, I switch them up. And then, next week I might use the purple one. I might use the yellow ones for a couple of weeks. But what's nice is that in a sea of chaos, you start associating your super hot prioritized to-do list with a color. And this is just a big, bold sticky note. Where's my blue sticky? Where's my blue sticky? That is what I need to keep my head on straight. Again, this is incredibly just crude and basic, but very, very powerful. Imagine if you could sit down and know what those top 4 or so priorities were each day. That would be a huge step in the right direction. This can grow and evolve, but this can be very centering. Another thing I still do sometimes that I did for years was I just take like scrap paper, fold it into quadrants, or I just use usually a colored marker and create quadrants. Today I used green, tomorrow I may use red, just to kind of like keep me on my toes and keep it somewhat interesting. So in this case, almost always the top left is where I have priorities. And again, I did 4 priorities here. And just to think through some typical categories, I've got my business, the inspired office in the corner for those tasks. Financial to-dos, some weeks I have a lot of those. And then things that are specific to clients. Clients I need to call or email, or they've asked something of me that I need to research. Client-specific to-dos go here. The world is your oyster. You can break this out millions of different ways, but I'm about to show you the to-do list that I actually work off of every week. But if I still need to shake it up a bit, I just simply do quadrants. And when I walk into a client's office and they're panicking about all they have to do and they just can't see through the weeds, usually as they're talking, I just take a blank sheet of paper, draw the quadrants, and I start moving things around into 4 categories at the most. This is meant to be super simple. You cannot get it wrong, but it really helps to organize your brain. And then obviously tomorrow, you would want to create a brand new one. Yes, that's an exercise that may take 5 minutes, but it's incredibly important that this looks fresh every morning. And this as well. It's tempting sometimes to just kind of add on to it, and then 3 days goes by and this just looks like a battlefield. Really, I want to encourage you to create a new one every day, regardless of how crazy this looks at the end of the day, or even if you didn't cross off more than one thing. And the third one is what I call my own personal weekly accomplish sheet. This is something that I'm going to go into in more detail in a course I have coming up. So if you sign up for the free sheets, then you're going to learn all about the sheets that the to-do list that my clients have created with me, and really in depth about my own personal one and how that kind of helps me to pull my life together every week. So if you sign up for the freebies, you're going to have a list that looks a lot like this. And you're going to have one that's a little more involved that's meant to be more like a weekly sheet. So there are just lots of ways to really help train your brain to go to one and only one place in order to get done what truly needs to get done. So what I love about these lists is that they stand alone, they stand out, they don't look like every other scrap of paper on your desk. And all of these can be manipulated and changed. It's okay if you get bored with your to-do list. You can change the color, you can change what's on it, you can change check boxes, so on and so forth. And basically it just reinforces good habits every morning or at the beginning of the week. I really want people to know that you don't go from A to Z overnight, but to force yourself to work off of these incredibly simple, curated to-do lists builds a skill over time. And it's the most important skill really any of us can build when it comes to getting more done. And that's the skill of focus. So again, download your free to-do lists at the link below. And when you do that, you will be the first to know about my course all about to-do lists that is also coming up soon. Again, my name is Kacy Paide of theinspiredoffice.com. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and good luck with your new to-do lists.